Welcome to the Amazon product page roast. I'm Dr. Travis Ziegler with Profitable Pineapple Ads. This is where we take your listings and send them through our process of optimization. So we look at the SEO of your listing, the back end, the titles, the bullets, the photos, and then we look at the front end of your listing, your reviews, your ratings, everything that's forward facing to see how we can improve your listing to increase your keyword rankings, increase your sales, and ultimately increase your profits as well. If you'll notice, there's going to be other people on this call with me. This is our mastermind that we do weekly. We do this once a month inside our mastermind. And if you wanted to join that, it's at profitablepineapplefarm.com. All right, let's jump in. So the first listing we have is a keto bar listing, pretty good brand. They're doing quite a bit per month on Amazon and quite a bit per year. And they're a pretty big brand in the keto bar space. And so we just wanted to take a look at their listing and just give you guys some pointers because these are people that are already doing it well. But even if you are already doing things well, there's always something that you can get audited or get optimized. And so you don't want to consistently be optimizing all the time because then you're just not testing anything. But you want to try to make improvements, the 1% improvement formula that we've talked about in the past. If you can make things 1% better every single day, what would that compound to over the course of a year? So let's jump into this keto bar. So the first thing I did was went to Keywords on Fire inside of ZonGuru, and I'll just show you how to do this briefly just to kind of start every call. The thing I like to do is just kind of name it. So their main keyword is keto bars. That's just the name of the session. So down here, and then I'll add products by phrases. I'll put keto bar in here and hit search. And what this will do is it will come up with a simulated Amazon search for keto bar. And after we do that, you can select up to 25. And so what I like to do is just select the top listings, of course. This is the listing we're going to be doing today, is this Munk Pack keto and nut and seed bar. And then I like to do, 10 to 20. Doesn't really matter. Just get a bunch in there. And then I click add products. That will populate all these ASINs right here for you. And then I'll hit run keyword analysis. And then that will get Keywords on Fire going. But I'm not going to make you guys wait for that. So this is that Keywords on Fire analysis that it did. And the ZG score, as you guys know, the higher it is, the more it applies to your listing. So keto bars, keto bar, perfect keto bars, low carbs, low carb bars, no sugar. And as you go down, it just gets worse. And you can choose to filter these out at a later point. And then you have your search volume right here and what that keyword is worth right here. So once you have Keywords on Fire, it will take about 5 to 10 minutes to get it. We then like to go over here to your listing optimizer right here. It'll show up like this. Same thing. So I like to go to keto bar, create a session, and then we're going to add our first listings, add listings from Amazon. So I'd do our listing first. So I'd grab the ASIN from here, add the ASIN from here, and then add product, but then I'd just add some other ones as well. So then we just do this keto bars, search, and then we add these other ones too. And then you can see them. I didn't populate it. That was my bad. So we'll get all those in there, add products. You can do up to 8, and then we'd hit finish, and then that would pull it up. And that is what we have right here. So I have, I think, 7 or 8 listings. And what we're looking at here is the optimization score. And so you can see 13,321, a really well done listing. And then the search volume, 665,000. You can see they're doing a little better. They have a better optimization score. They have a worse. So what can we learn from going at these? Quest has an even worse optimization score, which doesn't surprise me because they're pretty big. They have bars missing. Perfect, I think, is a brand name. So you got to be careful with that. But that's interesting that it has bars. I think they're suggesting it for the title, but then you can see keto snack bars into those as well. They'd suggest putting those in there. All right, so let's go just to the one that we're focusing on, which is keto Munk Pack, keto nut and seed bar. And you can see the first thing we're going to do is just check the keywords to see what's not in there. And with ZonGuru, it will highlight it in blue. And so weight loss, they don't have weight loss in their listing right now. There's probably a reason for that. And I'm guessing it has something to do with when you put weight loss into a listing, it will probably flag it for some reason. And weight loss is a very, very tricky, very hard to advertise for the term weight loss. So I'm guessing there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through. I'm not a weight loss expert, but I know there's a lot that goes into that, regulating that community because of, what was it, Slim Fast and Jenny Craig. And there's a third one back in like the 60s and 70s went just absolutely nuts with weight loss, and they put a bunch of regulations in place. But weight loss would be a good one to maybe put in the back end if you don't want to put it up in the front end. Put weight at the front and loss at the end and see what would happen with that. Zero is a big one. I'd put 0. So let's just put 0 in there. But yeah, so what we're doing is just looking for keywords that could be missing. Granola. I think that would be a good one to put in there, even though these might not be a granola specific bar, which I think they are actually. Let's look. No, they're nut and seed bars, but I would consider that a granola bar if I'm generically looking for a product like this. Most people call it a granola bar, so I would add that to the front end, probably even. The word best, it's kind of one of those words that they say don't put in or maybe to put in. So, but you can put it in the back end, and you can just see when I add these in, it's just kind of incrementally creeping up this optimization score, but not incredibly. But ratio, genius, gourmet, think, diabetic snacks. That's another one of those words. You have to be careful with FDA structure function claims. So you got to be careful with that. They're missing out on low calorie. I don't think these would be considered low calorie just because of their nut and seed bars, but I would try to go for something like that because of the keto movement around it. Meal replacement bar. I would say this is a meal replacement bar. IQ is a brand name. So again, avoid brand names at all costs if you can. Atkins brand name, trademark term, I should say. Love good fats bars. I would maybe put in fats. Munk. So this is actually interesting because Munk is essentially their brand name misspelled. And so they're missing out on misspellings. And so I'm guessing they're not going after that in advertising as well. And so just adding that will help you get another 1,137 search volumes. So you can see we started around mid 13,000s and we've already upped it by 1,000 just by filling in keywords that you could be missing. Bulk, I wouldn't consider 6 bars to be bulk, but that's kind of one of those terms that can be interpreted anyway. Quest is a brand name. Chalk is probably a brand name. Neo, Quest, healthy. I would consider this a healthy snack. So I'd put that in the back end or even in the front end. And then Quest again, Quest kind of dominates this area. So that tells you there's a big opportunity to go after Quest bars as far as going after their listing and making sure that you're showing up there. It's going to be expensive, but it could pay off. These aren't cookies. These aren't Atkins bars. I'd say that's pretty good. And then you can continue going down this list until you've found all those bars or all those keywords. The second thing I'd like to do is come over here. And what they've started doing is suggesting keywords for your titles, for your bullets to get them in up front. So a protein bar. So they don't even have protein in their main part of their listing. Let me see how much protein is in these to see if they consider that a protein bar. So protein bars tend to be 20 grams and up, probably why they're not putting it into their title. And they're going after a different demographic than somebody that's going after a protein bar, like a Quest bar. Quest bars have like 27 grams, but protein might be a good one to test. So put it in there, advertise on it to see if it brings you sales, and then kind of go from there. Low carb. And so it doesn't look like they have low carb in their bullets. They have it in their title though, so that's good. But then they're also saying put it in your bullets as well to really emphasize that as a feature or benefit. Keto snacks, I'm guessing they have it somewhere in their listing. Keto snacks in their description. I'd put that in one of my bullets to talk about good keto snacks on the go, good flavor and great keto snacks on the go, something like that.
The revenue potential is under optimization score. At the top, it's the drop down of the optimization score.
It says 18,000.
18 million. That's the potential.
18,000, 18 million, you know, just by looking at keywords in the back end that you could be missing using a tool like this. You already saw that we've jumped this up by 1,500. What does that mean in sales? It could mean a lot, especially with this, an $18 million market on Amazon. That could be a huge difference in ranking and organic sales. And then also the ones that you're missing, your advertisement is probably not doing as well for those because you're missing them in your listing. So it's not going to index it as well. But let's jump into the front end of the listing. So that's the back end and the titles and the bullets and everything and suggestions on that. But let's jump into the front end of the listing. Some things that are really great here is reviews and ratings. 4.6 out of 5 stars is amazing. 3% of people don't like this product. So this goes back to step number 1 of making a lot of sales is come out with a great product that people like and that it's easy to get ratings for. You don't need to manipulate reviews and rankings if you have a superior product. A superior product will take you further than anything else. When we're coming out with a formulation for our hangry nut, we are focused so much on the flavor of it that we want it to be so good and so clean that people will be dumb not to share it because it's that good. And we did our first TikTok video, Alex did. And that TikTok video already has 3,000 views, which isn't viral on TikTok, but that's pretty good. It's 3,000 people that have now seen that video, and it talks about our mission and what we're doing to change the nut spread market because we're trying to create a better product that's better for the environment, and then it tastes good and it's better for you as well. So great product, number 1. It will show with your reviews. And I think the fact that we're keeping all the ingredients in the Hangry Nut natural is going to keep the reviews high because it doesn't have that weird keto flavor that like your erythritol has. And we've worked with a lot of keto brands. And unfortunately, that erythritol flavor turns off the majority of people, not the keto people, but the majority of people. And that's why reviews start to sink. And what Munk Pack has done differently is they didn't use erythritol, they used allulose. And so that's been the biggest difference here. Allulose is a more natural sugar, I guess, quote unquote, and it doesn't doesn't cause those spikes in like insulin levels. It doesn't cause problems like sugar does, but it doesn't create that kind of after effect of sugar alcohols that I experience. And it doesn't have that like bitter taste that sugar alcohol does. It's pretty much 70% as sweet as real sugar. And so it doesn't have that like that bitterness that erythritol does. Flavor or ingredient profile is really good on this product too. So again, quality products going to lead to better ratings and better reviews. And that's what they've done a great job. Hey, it's Dr. Travis Ziegler, and I wanted to thank you for watching this video. I just wanted to take a brief couple seconds to let you know about a free Amazon PPC masterclass that I have. Just head to profitablepineapple.com to sign up for that free Amazon PPC masterclass, or you can click the link down below in the description. I'll see you inside. I want to go through their pictures as well. People love variety packs. There's actually a big movement that Jordan and I have been learning about recently in the past week called the Replens movement in Amazon. It's a whole different strategy of selling that I didn't really know about. We've all heard of wholesale. We've of course heard of private label. That's kind of what our channel and everything around us is dedicated to. And then you have like reselling. Replens is an interesting concept that you go find products that may not be on Amazon and you just mark them up. And so creating a variety pack would be an example of that. And I was talking to Jordan about this yesterday. Larabar is a good example. Larabar doesn't want to come out with a variety pack, so people do it for them. People will order all these different flavors of Larabar, and then they'll come out with like a 24-pack variety pack, and then they'll mark up the price. Munk Pack has done that already because they saw the market loves variety packs. And so one of their best sellers is this variety pack of their 6 nut and seed bars. That way you can try out every single one of their bars. And then if you wanted to, then you can go all in into one of their other main flavors. I'm guessing these are all grayed out because they don't come in 6-packs. They come in 12 counts. So variety pack to get them in the door, lower cost, easier entry. So you can lower that price of that variety pack to get them in the door. And then you can charge them more, the 12-pack, and of course the 24-pack here as well. So an example of that is if we were to have, let's say, 6 different kinds of nut butter in the Hangry Nut, we'd have little tiny trial packs that were like maybe just those little like packs that you can open up and just squeeze in, and have a 6-pack of that with all our flavors. And then we sell bigger jars, and then even bigger jars still. So that's one way to think of that. Let me go back to this variety pack. All right. Second and third, of course, nutrition packs. People like to look at those. I like the definition of net carbs because that's a good explanation for people that are especially keto. Most people that are keto, though, understand net carbs. And so this kind of explains it a little bit more. But the nutrition facts are very small, of course, very hard to read. And since this is a variety pack, I'm guessing it's nowhere else on their listing. Let's just search that. Yeah, I'm not seeing any ingredients on their listing. So that would be maybe something that I would pose as a question. So have somebody post a question. What are the ingredients for caramel sea salt? What are the ingredients for coconut almond dark chocolate? And then the brain can come in here and list it. And so it shows up and it's indexed for that. And then also something to do with the question. I'll just go back to the Q&A real quick. They do a great job of answering it, but also answering it with videos would be preferred too. Short, punchy videos that are less than a minute long will show up here, and it will just make the Q&A section look a little more engaged. And with a bigger brand like this, that should be something that's done. It will just make the Q&A section pop a little bit more. All right, going back to pictures, deliciously sweet and salty with simple feel-good nutrition. Keto, less sugar, plant-based, gluten-free, no sugar alcohols. Again, focusing on the benefits. When I saw this brand, I bought them right away just because I'm not keto, but I love less sugar. I am plant-based and I am gluten-free and I hate sugar alcohols. So these 4 points spoke right to me as a person, and therefore I bought them right away. I actually bought like 5 boxes. No eggs, trans fat, cholesterol, no high fructose corn syrups, no artificial colors or artificial preservatives. Very important for me because I love whole foods. I'm a big whole foods guy, not the store whole foods, but I like to eat whole foods. And so these statements really speak to me as a consumer. And that's what I love about this photo. It's a really good photo. There's a lot on it. There's a lot to take in, but it's still really well done. Net carb calculation, they kind of go over it twice. It must be a big important part of their marketing. As a result, I don't care about net carbs. I care more whole foods, but that's going back to the keto market. They know their person. And then on the go nutritious snacks, I would maybe add on the go nutritious keto snacks, because we know that keto snacks was a big word. They have it right here, and just really emphasizing that because that's one of their keywords. Going to advertising, you can see that they're not really protecting their own listing. And so this is where hiring an advertising agency to really go after their own listing. They have so many variety packs that there's no reason that they should not have all these spaces and be spending a ton to make sure they shore up their listing and keep people on it and not going to somewhere else. Because as a bar shopper, I love bars and I'm always willing to try a different bar. So if I come back to Amazon to buy these and then all of a sudden this pops up and it's somebody else's, I may go try it. And so try to keep people off your listing by making sure that you take these spots right here and then also this spot up here, because Catalina Crunch may not be a direct competitor, but they are an indirect competitor. They're not a competitor in the bar space, but they are a competitor in the dollar space, meaning that you're fighting for somebody that's shopping for keto snacks, you're fighting for their dollars, and they may go choose to try Catalina Crunch versus your product because of a result of seeing this ad right up here. So make sure that you protect your listing advertising wise. And so those are 3 spaces that could be gone and could be your products. Same thing here. They're not really protecting their listing well. I'm sure it's a very expensive space, but you can see right here, one product out of all of these is theirs. And so take your more expensive variety packs and use those to protect your brand because the profit margin is higher. So just keep that in mind. And I see that we're doing really well on advertising keto bars against keto bars. From the brand right here, great brand story. I would maybe use it to add a little bit more of the story itself. So they didn't put that, they just put all their products, which is good, because it's cross marketing, and hopefully they'll buy a cookie as a result, or the actual granola bars right here, or their other varieties. It's just letting people know that there's a lot going on here. But again, talking about the story, why you created it is huge. Climate pledge is huge as well. It's big. And then you can see, is this a non-working video? So fix that, number one, fix your video that doesn't work. Going back to the brand story real quick. So if somebody else could check this to see if the video is working on them.
It is showing working on mine.
Okay. What I wanted to see here is if they customize each A+ content for each bar. It does not look like they did, but they could do that. It's a lot of work, of course, but I think it's worth it to customize each product description and A+ content for each bar. And so really talking about that flavor specifically and taking these pictures around that specific flavor. And then just really expanding upon your benefits, which they've done here. And I'm surprised they got away with this photo, a review on their listing, which is good. And then you can see this is their posts that they've been doing. So that's good. And then videos for the product, are they worth it? They could have a lot more influencers and they could upload videos as well. You could do more videos. So these are from influencers or from reviews. And you can see there's not a ton of their videos. So they could use a lot more videos in that regard. Something else I want to note about this is, so we started an influencer channel and we're starting to post weekly different products, and we're doing it for the agency to help our clients. And it also brings in another revenue source for the agency once it gets going. It takes a while to get going, of course, just like anything. I have noticed, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in search, influencer videos are starting to pop up. And if you click on it in search, that influencer actually gets a commission from it. And so I forget what I was searching for the other day, but an influencer video was like the 3rd product listing there, which was cool. I was like, oh, well, that's neat. And so influencer videos are starting to become part of search as well. Going back to this, you can see they only have one product that they're advertising for. And with all the variations they have, they should fill this whole thing up, no matter the cost. And then this one as well. So they have one of their videos on it. So that's good. That's sponsored as well. All right. Anything else to add? Anybody?
Yeah, they're not taking advantage of the underutilized virtual bundles.
So virtual bundles would be huge for this one, because you could create a 6-pack, 12-pack. So like, how many would that be? 6 times 12 is 72. So you could create like a 72 bar pack virtual bundle, and that's going to take up more space right here in this area, pushing down these sponsored products.
With the virtual bundle images, you can actually upload any image. It doesn't have to be a white background.
So virtual bundles right here. And this is the hack that Jordan's talking about as well, the percentage off. So let's say you did a 6-pack, 12-pack, 72 bars, and you wanted to give them 10% off or even 20% off. You could put that little 20% off banner as the primary image for the virtual bundle. It'd be a pretty crazy photo, but it would for the bars, but for you, it could be something different. But what these virtual bundles also do is they take all the frequently bought together away. So if we go back to this, you can see frequently bought together, there's somebody else's product in here. And so trying to get rid of everybody else's product in the frequently bought together, this will help with that.
Essentially a free ad too, because you don't have to pay for virtual bundles. It's not a sponsored ad or anything like that.
And look how much it pops. So if you're scrolling, and let's just scroll up, you can just see how the red pops out when you're just kind of scrolling. It's a thumb stopper. And so it makes you want to stop and look at what's going on. And this also tells the buyer what else you have as a product. So keep that all in mind. All right, anything else?
I checked them in search, and they've done a good job protecting their brand in search with sponsored brand, product, and video. They could probably add their brand to protecting their brand offensively in category. So if you scroll down, you can see on the sides that some other brands are targeting. So you can continue to scroll down on the left-hand side. There you go, Rip Van. So that could just be in one other area to protect themselves as well.
And again, with all their varieties, I mean, they have a lot of varieties.
Yeah, I mean, they should have all 4 spots and they only have 2.
Yep. And then we could also do that misspelling. It's only 1,000 searches a month, but Munk Pack looks like they are doing okay, but you can still see Monk Fruit is starting to show up for that one, but they still have the organic spots taken up, which is good. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the Profitable Pineapple Farm. What is that? It's our weekly mastermind where we meet to discuss challenges in your businesses. We put you on the hot seat. We go over best practices and hacks. We go over mindset opportunities and much, much more. Head to profitablepineapplefarm.com to join us. Again, profitablepineapplefarm.com to join us. If we're not open at the time, just join the wait list. Hey, I wanted to thank you for watching this video, and I picked out another video just for you. So make sure you check out that other video. And what do they need to do? Do they need to like and subscribe?
Yeah.
Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. What do you think?